Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from downtown Manila. First thing in the morning over here, but for my guest, it's about 5:45 in the evening, and he's from Venice Beach. How cool would that be, guys, to be at Venice Beach right now? But guys, what I want to tell you about 15 minutes of fame. You have the chance this month, all during April, to come on the show and tell your story. Every man and his woman's got a story. Think about it. A TV commercial would cost you $30,000. That's right, $30,000. And they may go and make a sandwich or go to the loo while your commercial's on. If you book 10 radio spots in your city, that might set you back anything from $3,000 to $5,000. And guess what? They invariably play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. But you come on 15 minutes of fame, and we'll put you all across all the social media channels. We're talking LinkedIn, Facebook, Quora, Reddit, all the channels, particularly YouTube, with all your social media links, and we'll put you in front of thousands of potential clients, right? For one small fee for editing and putting your video together. So guys, please come on 15 minutes of fame and tell the world your story. Just like our next guest, and I'm going to read it off my iPad here, because my printer broke last night, guys. I couldn't make it work, so I'm off my iPad. I've got a gentleman by the name of Rod Bedell, and Rod is fractional VPE of sales. That's his company, and his company name is Bedell Enterprises. Been doing this for a while, guys. He's been in the industry, B2B, specialised in the manufacturing, but he knows a lot, so reach out. It costs you nothing to reach out and have a cup of coffee for this gentleman. Years in the industry, as many as me, 35, right? He doesn't look that old, but he must be, because he's been doing it for 35 years, guys. What must you know? He's forgotten more than most of you know. Brief description, I work with several businesses to optimize their sales and sales team through clear communication, strategy, and planning. That's what it's all about, guys. Knowing, having like a roadmap, a treasure map. All right. Key achievements or projects took RSI, an insurance inspection company, from a regional to a national company, growing 400% over 8 years, guys. And Rob and I spoke about this earlier. There's no quick fix, guys. It's gradual, right? But you can scale it up. Scale it. You can be Mr. Big enough, or you can be as big as you want to be by scaling it up. Personal motto or philosophy: it's not what you can't do, but what you can do. Focus on what can be done, and anything else that can't be done, guys, outsource it. We've got a team of virtual assistants here. Outsource it. For example, if you want to go on LinkedIn, we'll reach out for you every day, 30 or 40 new potential clients for you every day. It's that easy, guys. Make it happen. Interesting fact about himself. I'm a 4th degree black belt in, I've never heard of this one, but it must be, I know it's in the region. Help me out there, Rob. What's the name of that one?
Hapkido.
Hapkido. You say it rolls off the tongue for you. Hapkido. Now I got it. Hapkido. To apply what I've learned to business. He says he doesn't throw people across the boardroom. I'm sure sometimes he probably feels like it. But I'm going to have all Rob's contact information in the chat that later, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, because we talk to thousands of people all over the world, guys. We've been doing this for a long time now. So please like, subscribe the channel, and have a look at some of the guests on the channel. It's my great pleasure to welcome in late afternoon for him, Rob. How are you, Rob?
Good. You'll have to excuse me. I have a cat in my lap, so if it jumps up every now and then, just be ready for it.
What man doesn't like a pussy? Anyway, tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path, Rob.
You know something? If you had told me in high school and college that I'd have a long, successful career in sales, I would have been, no, I don't want to do that. No, no, no. I'm not a car salesman. I'm not going to sell people things they don't have. And that's not what sales is. It took me a while to understand what sales was, and just understanding of how to have a conversation with somebody to see if there's a reason to work together.
That's right. That's what it's all about, guys. It's all and helping people. You can't help everybody, but the ones you can help, it's a win-win. That's what
And
it's
Jeff,
about, guys.
and Jeff, you don't want to help everyone. There's some people you want to stay away from, and
Absolutely.
it's okay once you have that decision of who do I want to work with, who do I not want to work with.
It's great having a choice, because you notice, guys, that Rob and I have got something that most of you haven't got. We don't have a job, just unbroke. We have a passion for it, guys. So find your passion and live a life. You're meant to live a life, guys. So live a little and find your passion. Right. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, Rob, and how have you overcome that?
Uh, for people to understand what a fractional VP is. And again, I've been doing this for 17, 18 years before fractional, the term fractional was in play. So, and I didn't even know what it was when I first started doing it, but I helped multiple companies build out their sales process, make sure they have the right value proposition, make sure their sales team are set up properly. And I can work with multiple companies growing out their sales and making them successful. It took a long time, especially in the beginning years. People sit there and say, no, but you work for this company. It's like, they're one of my clients, but I also have three other clients that I'm helping out in the same thing. And with technology and everything nowadays, what it used to take me a week to do, I can now do in half a day.
Yeah, awesome. Explain fractional to us. For those who don't know, Rob, give me your definition of fractional, please.
Fractional CFOs have been around for a long time. So if a business, and most small businesses they're not going to pay me a six-figure salary, double that in commission and bonuses, but they can pay me for one session a week,
Yeah.
which is approximately half a day, or two sessions a week if they need to really ramp up fast. So they're not my only client that I'm talking to, but I'm able to help them focus and grow their business by working with multiple clients to do so.
Awesome. And I'll tell you a funny one, Rob. I bet you'll use this again in your lifetime, right? I tell people here, because you're fractional, would get some people, I say to people, don't talk butterfly language to a caterpillar.
Yeah.
So keep it simple, guys. Um, tell us about an important moment in your career, Rob, that changed your direction in which you were going and you decided to pivot and change direction. When was that moment? What happened?
That was, I'm going to date myself here if the gray in my beard didn't already do so, but I started my career selling classified advertising. That's when newspapers relied on
Yeah,
classified ads to
remember
make
those
money.
days?
I got to the top of my profession before I was 40. I was publisher of a satire publication called The Onion here in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is it. I'm at the top. I'm a publisher. I'm a publisher. I'm like, this isn't it. And I'm like, I worked all that, working for other people to get to where I wanted to be. And I'm like, this really wasn't it. I'm like, what do I truly enjoy doing? And I enjoy making other businesses and people more successful. So that's when I became a fractional VP before I even knew what it was.
Yep.
But I'd help multiple companies out, and it just really, in the last 5 years, has really taken off. The more and more people are understanding, hey, guess what? I don't need to pay a C executive all that money. I can just pay him a little bit less for his experience. So you're paying for my experience, not my time.
Interesting. Look this up, guys. Look up how much it costs for a marketing consultant. I can tell you, Google tells me it's $100,000 for an intern. Imagine how much Rob would get if he went out onto a company. How much would he get with 35 years experience? You'd be talking 300,000 and 400,000, but you can get him for pennies in the dollar, guys. Right? So there's his offer for you guys. And Rob, is it okay if people reach out and have a virtual cup of coffee with you and find out what you do?
Anytime. I'm always
Always
willing
up
to
for a
share
chat.
my experience, always up for a chat, always up for, and I even give things away. Anyone that wants me, to work or come and talk to me, I'll show you how to make sure that you have the right value proposition. I'll give you that for free, that little
Yeah,
exercise,
look at that,
because most
guys.
people aren't speaking in their voice or their customer's voice. They're speaking in their voice. And that's a problem for most businesses.
There you go, guys. What an offer. There's the offer, guys. Take it, write it down right now and take advantage of it, right? Um, Tell us about, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your success along the way, Rob?
The human body. I have two
Right.
ears, one mouth. I listen twice as much as I talk.
I love that.
It's just like going on a date. If have you ever been out on a date with somebody and they just talk about themselves, talk, 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 talk? Did you go on the second date? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if they listen to you and you listen to them and they had a conversation that flowed back and forth, that's really what makes the difference. And that's what makes
Tennis
the
match,
difference
guys, and it's not meant to be
in
an ace.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not meant to be an ace. It's meant to hit the ball back and forth like it's practice. You're not trying to get the win all the time, right? It's like hit it back and forth, guys. Lob it back. Don't smash it back. Yeah. Um, Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field as you do, Rob? What's the secret there?
Uh, the secret is I know that I don't know everything, even though I have 35 years of sales experience, 33 years of sales leadership or management experience. I don't know everything. And the thing that
Absolutely.
I always love is I love learning from the younger generation
Yeah,
because
sure.
they'll teach me stuff about technology that there's no way in the world I would have known.
That's
And
right.
so always learning and always saying, what can I learn this week? What can I learn that I can apply to make my business and the people that I work with more successful?
Yeah, my mantra is learn one thing every day, guys. Think about it. I learn 365 minimum things per year. Imagine that my pea brain gets bigger and bigger. But it's all about learning, guys. And you don't know it all. And I had a coach many moons ago. There's a bit of a side story. And I didn't like the guy. He didn't like me because I wouldn't listen. My ego got in the way, right? But I was paying him, and I paid him over $20,000. And the only thing I remember, which I use daily right now, he told me this: "You don't know what you don't know." That's why I kept him, because I knew he was right, right? And that's it, guys. You don't know. If you don't know, find out. Ask experts. Be prepared to pay to learn, guys. That's what it's all about. Invest in yourself, right? You want people to invest in your business, but you don't want to invest in anybody else. That's crazy. Invest in yourself, guys. Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, Rob.
Uh, Again, probably the most recent one was with RSI, the insurance inspection company, just being able to take them from a regional company to
Yeah.
a national company. They were around for 40 years. Father-son team, they had the best thing in the industry, couldn't break $1 million.
Wow.
And so I sat down with them. I said, I've got their value proposition on point. And as soon as we got that fixed, that next year they grew 26%. Year after that, 63, because we're speaking to the market in the market's voice as opposed to ours. And if you have a great product or service, it's about being able to talk to your clients or your customers, your prospects in their voice. Don't talk about what you think it is. Talk about what it does for them. And I think that's the key thing that most people don't do, especially technology companies. And I hate to pick on them, but they
Yep.
get so much into the technology of it that
Forget.
they don't explain the user experience.
That's right. Funny enough, you say that, guys. I just signed up for a SaaS program about how to make Facebook go better and get leads automatically with software. And I signed up, and the guy plug and play. So three of us, three of my team, and he got on there. And he's going, "Oh yeah, all you got to do, Jeff, is watch the videos." So I went, "Hang on, it's supposed to be plug and play. We're not techie guys. You're supposed to be holding our hand and helping us." Then he admitted that the key to the program at the moment was broken and wasn't working. This is after we three of us wasted 2 effing days, right? So I just quietly asked him for a refund, and even then I had to remind him about that refund. And I thought to myself, if you don't give me a refund, my friend, my 35 team members will make you very sorry. But anyway, he finally said, "Oh, yeah, I've organised a refund." And because it's through Stripe, apparently it's going to take 5 to 10 days. So I'm waiting patiently, but we'll see what happens about that. But so, guys, it's not always plug and play. And techs can be quite challenging, guys, especially for an old man like me. That's why I've got a team, right? And even our team don't know it all. What advice would you give someone aspiring to follow in your footsteps, Rob?
Uh, don't be afraid to fail. You got to
That's
try new things. You got to
that's
reach for it. And I want you to really define the word fail. Fail doesn't mean that something didn't work. That just means something didn't work. Fail is
learn from it.
you don't learn from it. You just keep doing the same thing over. That's failure.
Yeah,
If you
correct.
learn from it and you grow from it, that's not failure. So don't be afraid of the word failure. Understand what it is, and that if you keep going and you keep applying new information and you keep pushing it a little bit further and further, you're not failing. You may have setbacks, you may have delays. That's life. I'm sorry. If you lived a world where everything worked for you, then please tell me how you did that.
Yeah, that's right. It's called a system, guys. Think about it, guys. When you were young, your mother told you don't touch the stove. I'll bet every one of you here went over and touched the stove. You had to find out for yourself, didn't you? Right. That's how you learn. Think of a baby, guys. A baby's crawling. How many times does he try to get up and stand up? How many times does he fall down? Right. Probably 50, 100, couple of hundred. And then he's up and running and his mouth starts and away he goes, right? So, you know, keep taking action, guys. Action gets traction, right? Don't think and grow rich, act and grow rich. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Rob?
Uh, this year I'm working with companies at a different level. I'm actually, I had it before, but somehow it was on my old computer, which crashed, which I lost a bunch of my audio files. I'm
Been there.
creating an audio file for business owners about explaining to them what sales is. Because I actually wrote a sales book, but I wrote a sales book for business owners explaining what's your value proposition, what are the different things that you need to do. And everyone that reads it loves it. But I'm making an audio version of that, so that's going to come out. And then I'm working with business owners on the coaching level, where I
Yeah.
come in there, I tell them what to do, and then they do it themselves. And then I will still have my fractional level, where if you want me to come in and do it with you, I'm still available to do that. So whatever level you need help at, if you're just starting out and you just want the audio stuff, we can get you going with that. If you're getting going, you want to push it a little bit further, then we do the coaching. If you're ready there and you're ready to scale, then you bring me in as fractional VP.
It's all about everything's about sales at the end of the day, guys. Everything is about sales. Everything, right? I made a fortune, guys, with yellow pages and a phone. I made millions. I had 5 very successful businesses when it was easy. All you had was yellow pages and a phone. So if they rang me, I made a sale. Simple as that. But now there's 25 CRMs. Why aren't you on Viber? Why aren't you on WhatsApp? Why aren't you over here? Why aren't you here? You can't be everywhere, guys. Pick out the platforms that you think you're going to be good at, right? And if you're not good at it, get some help from people like me. We've got virtual assistants that can assist you. But basically, guys, focus and just, one step at a time and make it happen, like Rob tells you. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Rob? What are you going to be doing?
Like I said, building out the different levels of that platform to where it's like, okay, if you want to do it yourself, you got that option. If you want me to tell you how to do it and you go do it, we have that option. If you want me to do it with you, we have that option. So whatever level you want to play at, we're able to work
Rob,
together.
Would that be a weekly call or what would that be?
It depends on the needs of the business owner. I don't believe there's a cookie cutter thing that works for everybody.
I agree.
You're a unique person. How you work is different than the person who, might be sitting next to you at your job, but they work a little bit differently. So I build what I do with each employee or each client based on their needs.
That's right. Every client's got a different speed, guys. Some of us go like a Ferrari, some of us go like a turtle, but with Rob's help, you'll all get to the end of the journey. Tell us, how can our listeners reach out and find out more about, reach out and find out more about your wonderful services? What's the best way?
The best way on it on a regular basis is LinkedIn. I do have a Facebook page, but LinkedIn, any type of a business, situation, LinkedIn's probably the easiest way to get. And if you type Rob Bedell in there, I'm usually one of the first ones there listed on it because I've been on LinkedIn since it started. So
yeah, well, you are an old man. Oh, you're right up there, Rob. Tell us, Rob, before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
Uh, I am a 4th degree black belt in Hapkido. You said that a little bit earlier, and I took a year off to study Kali. And when I was teaching Hapkido, there was a point where I was teaching the kids program,
Okay.
and it changed my whole mindset. Well, first of all, Hapkido was brought over to America from Bangsu Han. 𝐁 Choi started it in Korea. And it probably was the first mixed martial arts because it has the joint locks of Aikido, the kicks and punches of Taekwondo, and the throws of Judo.
Wow.
Before mixed martial arts came around. And when I was teaching the kids program, I quickly sat there and said, I'm not teaching a 7-year-old how to do an arm bar. So I need to sorry, they're not mature enough to understand that. No, you're going to break your friend's arm if you do that to them.
Absolutely.
So I had to revise the whole curriculum and and made it fun for them, yet still had that discipline in place for them to grow as a human being.
Yeah, it's a great thing because that's what it's all about, guys. That's the one thing. Those type of programs are all about discipline. And I've got news for you guys. So is business. It's all about discipline, guys. Discipline, and systems. Think about it. I tell people this recently. 2 things I tell people. The first one is McDonald's are all over the world, a multi-billion-dollar, that's B with a B, guys, billion-dollar business. They got 15-year-old kids running it, and the mothers can't get them to clean their bedroom. You know why? Because the mother hasn't got a system, but McDonald's have. Wherever you go in the world, you'll get the same burger, the same wrapper, probably the same time frame, and more or less the same price, pro rata. So that's a system, guys. The other one that Rob will tell you, right? It takes 18 people to build a house: the concreter, the painter, the carpenter, the plumber, electrician, etc. 18 people to build a house, guys. And here you are in small business trying to do it all by yourself. Doesn't make a lot of sense, guys. Do what you do well and find people like Rob to help you do the other side of it, right? And get there quicker, right? Rob can save you probably 5-10 years off your growth. And think of McDonald's. Think how Ray Kroc went along to McDonald's, a little hamburger place that was killing it in their little city, and look what he did with it, right? And not that you all want to do that, but Rob can help you get there, just like he did with the insurance company. So reach out to Rob. He told you what he's going to do for you. He's going to give you a free session. How about that? How cool is that? 35 years of wisdom, guys, over a virtual cup of coffee, right? Yeah. So reach out to Rob. His details will be on the bottom of this YouTube video. And Rob, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today, my friend.
Jeff, thanks for having me. And I'll leave you with one thing, which I think you'll really appreciate. To all the business owners out there, you can be in business for yourself, but you don't need to be in business by yourself. And when I talk to a lot of business owners, that's what they feel like, because they can't talk to their employees because they're the boss. They can't go home and talk about it. Don't go home and talk about it because leave work at work. And, everyone else. So you don't have to have that. You can have the support around you. You just need to seek it out.
Yeah, my friend told me this one years ago, and I never got it. It sort of feels this way sometimes. He said, employees are paid enemies. They don't have to be, guys, but sometimes it does feel that way. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now, guys. So if you want to be on 15 Minutes to Fame, just like Rob, please reach out, guys. Love to chat to you. Like I said, every man and woman's got a story. Come on the show and let's hear your story. Thanks very much.